playoffs, injuries, championships, and much more coming at you right after this. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching. I'm glad you're watching. I'm Caroline Haney with 5 Things Sports, bringing you 5 sports highlights for the week of October 2nd through October 8, 2017. Starting off the week, it is October, which means it is MLB playoff time. The Yankees and the Diamondbacks both won their wild card games last week. It looked like the Red Sox might get swept in the first round of the playoffs after losing both games in Houston 8-2. However, then the Astros went to Boston, and that should tell you all you need to know. The Red Sox pulled off a 10-2 win at home Sunday night. So the Astros now lead that series 2-1. The Cleveland Indians lead the Yankees 2-1 in their series. This is turning out to be quite the matchup after the Game 2 went 13 innings on Friday night. Then the Yankees pulled out the win in New York 1-0 on Sunday night. We've told you about Aaron Judge at the plate, but we have not shown you this. He's also able to rob home runs apparently. And the reigning champs thought that they were going to go up 2-0 over the Nationals when this happened.
There's a drive to right. No doubt about it. Tie game.
Never bet against Bryce Harper. It's just not a safe bet. That series is tied 1-1. The Dodgers have been taking it to the Diamondbacks, winning 9-5 and 8-5 to take a 2-0 series lead as they go to Phoenix. Obviously, the playoffs continue this week. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at 5ThingsSports, where we'll be sure to keep you up to date with what's going on. Number 2 this week, the Minnesota Lynx beat the LA Sparks in 5 games to win the WNBA Championship. This is their second championship in 3 years and their 4th overall. LSU alum Sylvia Fowles was named MVP for the second time after averaging 17.8 points per game, 15 rebounds per game, and 2.8 blocks per game. Number 3 this week, we get your college football update. As always, if we don't mention a top 25 team, that means they beat their unranked opponent. We do have a number of upsets this week in the top 25, starting with number 3, Oklahoma, who lost to unranked Iowa State 38-31 in Norman. Unranked Michigan State went to the Big House and upset number 7, Michigan 14-10. Number 8, TCU was at home against number 23, West Virginia. TCU pulled out the 31-24 win. Number 17, Louisville, was at number 24, NC State. The Wolfpack got the 39-25 upset over Louisville. Unranked LSU upset number 21, Florida 17-16 in the Swamp. And unranked Stanford was on the road at number 20, Utah, where they got the upset 23-20. And though the ranked team won here, I've got to show you this game-winning play by number 13, Miami over FSU. Miami scored with 6 seconds to defeat the Seminoles 24-20, the first time Miami has beaten Florida State in 7 years. Number 4 this week, I got your NFL update. The Kansas City Chiefs went to Houston this week where they took down the home team, winning 42-35. Through week 5, the Chiefs are the only remaining undefeated team in the NFL. Speaking of Houston, bad news for the Texans defense and anyone who has them on their fantasy team, me. J.J. Watt went out at the beginning of the game, and it is now reported that he is out for the season with a tibial plateau fracture. And in other injury news, as if things couldn't get worse for the 0-5 New York Giants, Odell Beckham Jr. went down during the game with a fractured ankle. He is also out for the rest of the season. And Thursday night's game featured the Patriots and the Buccaneers. With the win, Patriots quarterback Tom Brady has now joined Peyton Manning and Brett Favre with most regular season wins at 186. And all the Brady haters say, ah! And as a Southerner, I must admit I had no idea that the NHL started. One big highlight from the NHL this week, Alex Ovechkin became the first player since 1917 to open the season with back-to-back hat tricks. A hat trick, for those of you who don't know, is when a player scores 3 points in a game. If you are an NHL fan, please feel free to tweet any highlights from the sport to us at 5ThingsSports, or you can comment with them down below. And in overtime this week, Western Michigan and Buffalo played the highest scoring game in FBS football history, with Western Michigan winning 71-68 in 7 overtime. This is actually the fourth 7th overtime game in FBS football history. What a game. Personally, I would not want to be a part of it, as I nearly did not survive a 4 overtime basketball game last season. But congrats to Western Michigan. I know that was a hard-fought battle that you'll probably need like 4 weeks to recover from. That's all for this week. Thank you so much for watching. If you missed our September update, be sure to check it out right here. As always, I'm Caroline Haney with 5 Things Sports. We appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next week.